Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming.
To everybody at home.
Hello, everyone at home.
What a lovely audience.
Fabulous. We're going to do for you a couple of Chinese-style fish dishes.
What are they?
One of them is crispy fried fish in lemon sauce, and the other one is a whole fish done in a beautiful ginger sauce.
And we have a guest today, a man of enormous talent. His list of experiences as long as your arm. In fact, it's as long as both my arms. Christopher Biggins.
Right, as we said, 2 lots of fish, one with the lemon sauce and one with ginger sauce. We'll start off with the lemon sauce first. Now, we'll try and make this as clear as possible because we're doing 2 sauces and 2 lots of fish. If you don't get it at home, well, I'm sure you will, though. It's very simple. What we've got in here is 2 cups of chicken stock, homemade chicken stock, and I'm adding to that now 2 pieces of lemon peel. Also, because it is lemon, 2/3, now it sounds a lot, of lemon juice. But to counteract that slightly, we add 1/2 cup of soft brown sugar, and that goes in there as well. Then we also add, now this looks a bit strange, it's not a piece of old chamois leather that I've cut up, it's actually fresh ginger, which you cut up into slices, about 2 inches of it, and you cut that into slices, and that goes in as well, and that gives it its lovely flavour later on. Now all you do is simmer that for approximately 10 minutes. Peter's going to make something else as well, aren't you, Pete?
Label stuck in my hand. I'm going to help pre-prepare David's batter for him. Now, this batter is a very important, the ingredients, I'll make them very clear. It's 1 cup of plain flour, sifted with about a pinch of salt. We're using, and I'm reading this, a tablespoon of, oh, no, tablespoon, because it's one of those days. A tablespoon of peanut oil we're using here, because this is a very special type of batter. And I want to have the measurements totally correct.
A better batter is a better batter.
Does batter better. Who pushed your button? Get the thing right on the day, that's all I say. Mix this together with about 1.5 cups of water, and you're making here a very stiff paste batter. Have you got nothing to do?
No, I've got one already made.
But you...
Well, I didn't have... No, the reason I made one is because you have to actually make it and leave it to stand for about 20 minutes before you add the other ingredients. So I made it just before we had our turn around here.
So, coming up with a batter quite thick like that, and just squash all those little lumps out of it like that. Put that aside, as David said, well, yours has been standing for about 3 hours. I've also separated 2 eggs, and the whites we're beating up to be stiff, like you were making a meringue. And this is going to be folded in, or David's going to fold it, and I'm having nothing to do with it. But you fold this into the batter at the very last moment, and this makes an extremely light golden batter. Is that enough? So. Well, we hope it does.
Bring it over, Pete.
There you are, there's your lumps.
Right. No, I don't want that. You can take that one away. Thank you.
Oh,
right.
Thank you.
Let me explain the fish. For this one, the one in batter with the lemon sauce, and that's going nicely over there. We've got some fresh fish here, and you don't cut it. Any white, firm fillet of fish that is nice and fresh and naturally skinned and boned. Now, don't cut them in too larger pieces. Just cut them up about this size, like that. And as you can see, I've got some already there, and I just put them through a little bit of flour so that when we dip it in the batter later on, it's all going to go nicely together. I hope that's enough. I suppose I better put those bits on just in case. Well, you never know, do you? And if the cat's there, here you are, dear. Good pussy. Right.
The realism.
And you didn't even see my lips move, did you?
Now, we're going to make a sauce. I'm going to do a whole snapper, which we're going to fry in peanut oil, and do a special Chinese sauce, which is done with Chinese mushrooms. And these are Chinese mushrooms. A lot of people are not familiar with them. They're a special sort of fungus, or fungi, as they're plural, and they're very dry. And what you do is you soak them in boiling water for about 20 minutes, and they soften up, and they become like this. Now, the actual stalk is useless. It's by far too woody. You can't use it for anything. So you cut that out, and then you squeeze them dry, if you want to, between paper, and then you slice these up into...
I don't think you'll have a chance to squeeze them dry, Pete, but I'll give it a go.
Have to. Well, there's one as a start.
All right, thank you.
Now, I want to keep those. They're very expensive, actually. I'll throw that on the floor. I'll take the label out of there that says ginger sauce. Right. Oh, I know ginger sauce. So, to the basis of this ginger sauce, we're firstly adding to a pot here, 6 tablespoons of raw sugar, or light brine sugar, about 2 tablespoons of finely chopped spring onions.
Don't go too fast, let them cut these up very slowly.
6 tablespoons of white vinegar, because this is quite a sharp aromatic sauce. 2 tablespoons of dark
All my
soy
lemons
sauce.
going, Pete. I'll do these for 1
tablespoon.
Check it.
2
Oh,
tablespoons.
I've got a lump in it.
You'll have a lump in you in a minute if you don't shut up. And I've forgotten what that is. What's that for?
Water.
What do I want that for?
You had it for your batter.
Oh, that's right. I don't want it at all. Couldn't remember what I had it there for. I'm getting old. Told you my age. I'm getting on. Just stir this round to start the raw sugar dissolving. And also we're going to add into it at the very end, which is very important, is ginger. And this must have fresh ginger. Now, a lot of people don't know how to buy ginger. That is called a hand of ginger. I don't know why, because it doesn't look any... Oh, I've got to put it... I got strict instructions. Just put your hand down like that, because I wave things around the camera and they can't see them. That's a hand of ginger. If you want to preserve it, although I believe ginger is quite readily available all the year through England, peel it, break it off into little lumps, stick it in a jar and cover it with sherry and keep it in the refrigerator, and that will last a long time. It'll last at least a year or more, and then you've got it readily available to use. I'm going to do 4 tablespoons here, it's on, of ginger, which is going into my sauce at the very end. I thought you'd enjoy that explanation. My sauce. And I've got to... You didn't turn the stove on for me. 1, 2, 3, 4. I've got to go to the back, haven't I? There's that one over there.
You want this? I'll give you this.
What's that?
Because it's your fishy.
Well, just a minute, I haven't got the sauce on yet. So I'm just going to put my sauce on. Just stir it round. Let that come to the boil, and that'll simmer for about 5 minutes, just to amalgamate all those spices and so forth, and then I'll be finishing it off later. I seem to have a lot to do in this. I have here a fish. This is an English red snapper. Now, what we've done with this, it's been scaled, it's been gutted and totally cleaned out. I've cut off all the fins. This is the dorsal fin, all the fins at the side and underneath, because you don't want those. They get in your throat, they'll kill you to death. I'll give you this specially to eat afterwards.
All right.
Make sure your fish is very, very fresh. Judge it by the clarity of the eye and the lovely, shiny, scaly skin. I'll just do that with one arm. And what they do to be a bit flash, as people say, if you just cut a V of things out like that. Oh, I can do that very well. They call this Van Dyking.
Why?
They do it in all the posh restaurants. Well, it looks like a Van Dyke beard.
Oh, I see.
Oh, you're all too young here
So
to
if
know
it
what
was
I'm
a
talking
Van
about.
Gogh, you'd cut its ear off.
Oh, it's not worth it! Stop it! That's disgusting. Now, with a very sharp... It wasn't that good. With a very sharp knife, cut this fish and you'll feel the bone here. Don't cut right through, just cut through, and be very careful that you do use a sharp knife. Cut it into diamond patterns, and the reason I'm doing this is when you come to fry it, and I want to fry this very quickly in hot oil, this allows the oil to penetrate the thick part of the fish and cook that very quickly, so as you end up with... I've got to talk and work at the same time. I forget about that. That allows the fish to stay nice and moist, but cooked at the fat part.
I've got doing it here. Don't panic.
Doing what here?
Your flour.
Oh, thank you. That's very good of you. I'm trying to stir my sauce with my foot.
We'll go like that, round and round and round. Oh, you have to be versatile as you get older, don't you?
6. I don't want too much of that.
How
So
else are you gonna do it
David's
for
just
you?
done me some whatever flour here, just
Flour,
a little
just
pepper and
seasoned flour.
salt, and just dust this over the top. And thanks to a wonderful lady we have working for us, I have a big dish of it down here all ready to use.
Oh.
So I only actually had to bob down and do it. Lightly flour this, shake off the excess, like this, and then just leave this aside, and we're going to cook this off afterwards.
Now, what we've done, just to recap, so
God, it's
hopefully
ugly,
at home
isn't it?
you'll remember this. We've got the lemon sauce starting off. We've done the fish, and we've lightly floured that. Peter started off his Chinese mushroom sauce. He's also got his fish ready to go. So we're going to take a short break. But while we are, we're going to... Doesn't matter. I don't care. But while we are... Well, we're used to this doing it in New Zealand, you see. So while we are, we're going to be entertained by a wonderful entertainer. He's going to sing... What's he going to sing?
Young and beautiful.
Christopher Biggins.
Here you are.
Wonder where's there.
lovely song.
How's it going,
I tell you what,
boys?
it works, doesn't it?
Oh, it does.
And you're only 98, I think.
Oh,
it's
it's amazing.
remarkable.
You can't see any lines, can you?
No, mind you've got a thing all right down the chin, haven't you?
Look funny from the back, though.
Yes, you want. I'll tell you what, we're
yeah.
going to do some rather dangerous cooking with oils and things. And
Oh, right.
We're doing fish for your dinner tonight.
Oh, how lovely.
There's a fish shop just down the road.
Yes.
I forgot the chips.
Of
Could you pop
course.
down?
Sixpence?
No, shillings.
A
worth.
shilling?
We'll go
Oh,
mad.
let's go
It's a
mad.
big one. All right, I'll
Yeah.
see you later then.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
Thank you,
thanks,
Chris. I'm just watching my oils and things. Now, we're just going to accompany this with a salad. We've used here, just as a quick suggestion, Chinese cabbage, which we've cut up very finely, blanched bean sprouts, some water chestnuts, and some bamboo shoots, which we've just cut up and done like that. David's going to make a dressing to go over it. But I'll put that in the fridge to make sure it's nice and cold when we want to eat it.
Now, dressing for this is very, very simple. We've talked about peanut oil, and that's what we're actually heating up in the woks. Quarter cup of peanut oil in here with 2 cloves of garlic, which
Half
we
a
just
glass
pressed
gin.
there.
Cheers.
Now, this oil is very important. This is sesame oil, which is made from sesame seeds, and it has the most beautiful smell. But because it's so pungent, you only need about 6 drops of this. And I won't go more than that because that's all you need. About a tablespoon, I've got that there already.
Well, I haven't walked over here for nothing.
Oh, tablespoon of
I was supposed to be over here, so I'll do it for you. So it's
a
nice and
tablespoon
stiff.
of soy sauce, and then we also add to it 3 tablespoons
Don't you
of
read your
dry
instructions?
sherry, or you can actually add gin, believe it or not. And if not, you could add. Did you talk about the ginger in the
Yes.
sherry?
Yes.
Or when Peter said when you've
Nobody
done
listened,
the
but
sherry,
they talked about
thank
it.
you, Peter.
There you are, they stiff
When
up.
you do the sherry, thank you, you could actually put that in 3 tablespoons of that instead. Just whisk it. It doesn't emulsify very much, but it's really got a lovely flavour to go with those Chinese vegetables. Now let me just put this to one side to get out of my way. That's all right, Peter. Don't worry. Now, if you're going to check this, what I want to do is just beat my egg whites. This is done, right? Now, you cannot do this until such time as you're about to do the batter and cook the fish. Put into it the 2 stiffly beaten egg whites. And what are you doing?
Reading what I'm going to do. I've got nothing else to do. Nobody up there is talking. Throw it on the floor.
No, I can't do that. Just fold these in, fold the egg whites into that batter, and this will give you a lighter batter. Now then, when you've done that, as I say, only do it just prior to frying your fish. Just pop in there your fish that you've done. This will all come out in lumps. You watch when I bring it out. It'll all be stuck together. Just put that in there. And then I'm going to fry some of this in the peanut oil. Sorry about this, taking a little while, but we've got to do it properly for you, haven't we? Otherwise everybody will moan. Right, now, here we go. Now I'm going to fry a little bit of this fish as I go. And don't overcrowd it. I knew I'd have trouble with these tongs. Right, here we go. I've started, Pete.
I hope.
But hang on, because it's going to take a little while. Don't put too much in at a time, because otherwise you will get... Oh, I hate these tongs. They're so... You know, we have them made... Oh, they're so vile, I could spit. Actually, I know somebody who does that in their oil. Right. Take off a little bit of the extra batter, and this should do, I'm supposed to be doing a big plate of this, dear. I don't think I'll be able to get any of it now. However, I'll give it a go. Don't panic, Dave. Whatever you do, don't panic. I hope your oil's up to... Oh, excuse your fingers. That's a big lump of steel.
What's he done now?
Well, it's all very well doing that, but who's going to clean my fingers?
Half a minute and everybody's clapping you.
Right. OK, anyway, just leave those to fry, just wiggle them around a bit, and then hopefully they will fry when the heat comes up.
Now, I've done the same as David here. I've heated a wok, and I've put about 2½ cups of oil, and you can hear that crackling there. If you don't want to use a thermometer, just flick a tiny bit of water in, and if it does that, and you can see, I'll be very careful with this, you may see that moving. That signifies to me that's hot enough to go because the water's obviously bursting. So this is quite serious now. And another thing, when you're doing anything with something like this, make sure the handles are well away from you. There's very little chance of you knocking them. Now this is the floured prepared fish. And I'm just, oh, it's bigger than the pan. That's my luck again. Just very gently and very carefully. Try and slide it in so as you're getting some oil along it. Also gets you, it cools the oil slightly for you so it's a little less dangerous. Now we're talking there, cooking that like that for for just a few minutes, then I'm going to turn it over and do it on the other side. As I say, that's why I scored it so deeply. That oil's going into the centre, the fat part, and going to cook that, I hope. Cook, you little dear. What am I doing now?
Nothing.
Oh.
What am I doing now? Nothing.
Why? Well, we must be
Because
seeing.
the oil isn't hot enough.
Oh.
Anyway, if you're going to put fish away in the oven too, and you want to keep the outside crispy,
I'm having a
put
drink.
some in the oven on a low heat and leave the door ajar, because
I'd have
if
put
you
them on
put
a high
it in,
heat.
if you put it in, I might grill them yet. If you put it in. If you put anything that's supposed to have a crispy thing coating around it, shut the oven door, it creates steam, you see, and it'll go all soggy. Anyway, I've got a few here that what you call pale golden brown. And I'll just add these bits to it.
I've got a wobbling wok. Nothing
Oh, dear.
today.
Never
Now,
mind,
this
look, I
fish-
won't cook much more than that, because it is, as I say, the oil, unfortunately, I should never have used a really pure oil to start with, you know. It's a bit silly of
Actually,
me.
that's quite
However,
true, actually. I know
I'll
it
put
sounds
those
an
back in
excuse,
the
but it
oven,
isn't.
and I'll keep them warm, and then we'll make the lemon sauce. That'll cover a multitude of sins.
Now, very carefully with this fish, I'm going to turn this over. And I haven't got quite long enough a kitchen spatula here. If you're going to do anything like this, turn it away from you so that there's any risk of oil being splashed. It'll go over the stove and not over you, because this is an... Oh, Lord. Here we go. Look out, everybody. That's right. Break. And when you get it over, you're cooking it but for minutes. And I will put it together with cement.
Never mind.
Is there a
all these
carpenter in
things
the
are
audience?
Right. Now,
Or preferably a fishmonger.
what I've done is boil that for 10 minutes, as you know. That's the lemon sauce. Just tip that through the strainer. Remember, there's sugar, there's the lemon juice, the ginger and everything in there. Pop that all to one side. Sorry about the dirty dishes. Put that back again.
It gives them something to look at. There's no
Then,
food.
with 1 cup, and I just about
Thank
with
heavens we made the salad.
1 cup of water, you put in here about 2 tablespoons of arrowroot. Now, the reason for using arrowroot is very simple, because if you use arrowroot, it actually thickens without making the sauce go a funny colour. It should go nice and clear. And there's a dump of green stuff in here, which I've got no idea what it is. But I've got an idea it might be seaweed. Got it. Right, I've got that out. So just stir that around, and that's it, and just keep stirring that until it thickens up.
Now, my sauce is... Oh, yes, that's boiled dry. That's figures. I'm going to do exactly the same as David's doing. I'm adding, excuse me, a tablespoon of arrowroot and water into this, because I'm doing the same as he did. The water, and this thickens it, and what he told you is crystal clear, but you get this lovely taste of non-opaque. And then finally to this, when I'm ready, what I'm going to serve up, I haven't the faintest idea, but when I'm ready, I will add the ginger to this at the very last moment.
I'm going to put this fish on here because I haven't got as much as I wanted. It's breaking out. It's very hot.
Hope Billy likes salad.
Hey? Oh, no, you'll love this too.
Yeah, they look
and
lovely.
it's crispy,
Just
would you
sprinkle a bit
Just
of
so it
that
didn't go
brown
golden
dye.
brown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you
boot
put it-
polish.
Hey,
That would be a
where's-
good
where's your
idea,
dress-
wouldn't it?
did you
Boot
make a
polish.
dressing?
I've got a dressing, Peter, also. But the wonderful thing is, everybody loves the smell of fish, fried fish, don't they? They always
When are we going
do.
to eat it?
Well, we
Dear, oh dear.
haven't got as much as we hoped for, Chris.
Oh,
Yeah, I
David,
know.
that's very brown, golden brown, isn't
I
it?
know, I know.
Delicious
I
it
know.
looks.
Awful. You could take him anywhere, couldn't you? Preferably out of
We
here.
don't laugh at your jokes. Why should you laugh at ours?
How's this going, Peter?
I'm going to
Help
put...
David with the salad.
All right, shall
right.
I have a little go?
Well, I'll tell you what, yes, that's the dressing. If you like, just whip that up and
All
put it
right.
over the salad
Oh,
there,
lovely.
please.
Isn't
And
that
I'll pour the
exciting?
sauce. Now, the sauce is going into the sauce boat. This is the lemon-flavoured sauce.
Very nice.
Ooh.
Now, you put that
that
over there,
enough?
Chris.
Can I just put that
get
in
the
the
salt. Spread that over the top.
Right.
All right. That is really lovely.
Lovely.
Pete.
Don't keep him busy.
All right. Now,
I
we'll
mean,
just
don't
sprinkle,
keep him busy. Keep him
sprinkle
busy.
a few little bits of chopped green These
be
called
artistic.
onions, aren't
Onions,
they?
spring onions.
I've forgotten about
Yes.
that. But I won't put any sauce on at the moment. I'll give you that when we go to the
Chinese style, you
Right.
said, didn't you?
But do you mind if I just get my jacket on?
No, of course,
Could you sing
please
a
do.
chorus
Yes,
or
of
two?
course.
What for?
Lovely.
Now,
There you are, that's on.
What sort of fish is that?
Don't panic, Pete.
panic. How can you panic when it's a total disaster? Now, I'll just put this out of sight for the moment. And this is the sauce. Now, finally, into this goes the 4 tablespoons of... Oh, this is stuck in there now. Of 4 tablespoons of very finely chopped ginger. So, I wanted that to have the aromatic flavour, and it is important. So that just goes in right at the very moment, and the sauce is magnificent, would you believe? The only thing, it's got nothing to go on it. But still.
But the only thing is...
Dinner's ready.
I should have actually put on, if I'd done more fish, as I say, it's
And I
my
even
own
got the
stupid
cheap
fault
dress
for doing
for
it.
it. Yeah.
Because I should have had some oil, which I'd used before. It was too fresh.
Oh, right.
And of course, when you're trying to do anything like we're trying to do for our viewers, it does sometimes go wrong, but please forgive us.
I
Don't
can't
know if we've got
wait.
that. What, you've got the sauce for there, Pete?
Uh-huh.
All right, well, let's have a look now, then.
Coming.
Come on, we're down to see.
Oh,
lovely.
look at that. Is that lovely?
Hang on, what about me going and eating? Come on,
Okay, come on. You go
okay.
next.
There we are.
Open
We're going to sit in the
sesame.
centre.
Lovely, thank you. Oh, lovely.
I love your train.
Oh, dear. Oh, dear, Peter, never mind.
Oh, I tell you what, I want a new driver for the dining room.
Now, which is the sauce with Van Gogh's ear in it?
This one.
Oh, that's the one, is it? Oh, good.
We have to
Brown.
go, actually, I'm sorry.
Do we?
Thank you
Oh,
very
we're
much,
going out,
Biggins,
are we?
for coming.
Yeah, we...
We'll see you
heavens for
later.
that.
We're
Pleasure.
going out to eat ours. Anyway, we'll see
Thank
you all
you.
next week, and thank you very much for
Thank
coming
you
in.
all very
And thank
much.
you at home for
God
putting
bless
up
you
with
all.
us.
Cheers.
Bye-bye.